Here we are for the third round of the season. We are in the land of slaves, aka Bahrain. Actually, for legal reasons, I have been asked to rescind that joke. Roberto Solario, currently leading the championship, tied with Motorsport, is down in 23rd again. But early on this season, it has been a clusterfuck in the title battle. The Season 1 champion, 11th. The Season 2 champion, 15th. The man who was runner-up in the Season 2 championship, Marcus Phillip, starting on pole. And what a top 5 it is. Helson Phillip, Saffron Jones, Felix Gamaires, Motorsport, and the Season 2 champion Jones, as we get racing in Bahrain. And Helson Phillip is going to be under pressure from Saffron Jones as we head into turn 1. Now, behind them is Gamaires, as we head into turn 1. They all get it slowed in. Helson Phillip just ahead of Jones. I saw Gamaires get tagged from behind, looked like by Scherer there. But it is going to be Helson Phillip in the front and leading the race. As Jones pulling to the inside, going for the dive bomb. Doesn't quite work out there. Then comes Scherer, who's up to 3rd. And now Saffron Jones side by side with Helson Phillip. Helson Phillip going slightly off the track. They then make contact and Scherer's right up in there in 3rd. 4th place is Motorsport and then Gamaires, Jones, Rodriguez, Vi is in there. And it is Helson Phillip who leads the race. Scherer 3rd, Motorsport in 4th. Then comes Gamaires who rounds up the top 5. Then Oliver Rai. John Jones has got no rear wing and Moritzi has got no front wing. And I get the feeling that they've come together and John Jones' unlucky starts of the season will continue as he was ploughed into the back of by Simona Moritzi. Behind them is your Devil, Rodriguez, George Wright, Marianne, Leshiov, and then further back down the field where I think everybody else is fine at the back of the pack is David Krafenschitz. But it is Helson Phillip in front from Saffron Jones. Scherer under pressure from Motorsport for 3rd. Motorsport looking for back-to-back podiums. The race winner at the Nürburgring last about the Gamaires and Oliver Ryan. These top 6 have broken clear of the rest who are being held up by John Jones, who obviously has got damage. Then that'll push Masterberger up into best of the West territory. As now you can see Oliver Ryan got a nice exit off the corner, and he's going to try and get P5 off of the Portugueseman Felix Gamaires as we head into the final corner. Oliver Ryan going up the inside. Has he got the place on Felix Gamaires? Looks like he has for now, but we'll see if he holds it. John Jones already down to 10th, and he's going to be coming into the picture. We'll see him pull off in the background, potentially not there, but we'll see. So an entertaining first lap sees Helson Phillip in front from Saffron Jones as Oliver Ryan. Has he got 5th place on Felix Gamaires? As they go side by side, won't happen, but there we go. Scherer's under pressure from Motorsport. Can Ryan get back up the inside and get 5th place off Gamaires? He's going to get a good opportunity here, but he doesn't get the exit. And that position will be held. Also coming into the pits, George Wright and Simona Moritzi, all 3 of them off into the pits. As now you can see Scherer got a slightly dodgy exit. And here comes Tawanda Motorsport trying to take advantage, but can't get it done there, and then losing the rear end. And also losing the rear end slightly down the back one was Oliver Wright. So all sort of mistakes being made. We've got Vitaly Leshiov, who's lost time, and he has got a lot of damage. So what happened to Vitaly Leshiov? So he hits the back of Masterberger. So Masterberger manages to get away with damage, and then as he comes back on the track, he is spinning and is tagged by, I think that's Solario. We'll have a look. I think it was Solario, but there we go. There's a nice little train forming up for 8th. We've got Masterberger at the head of it, your Deva, Mariam, Adio, Montcalm, Solario, Camille at the back end of that train, and then the train for 15th, which is Staufhaus, Pavel Krapacich, Sankman, Muller, Bagatov. And then we go back to the lap cars. So, Helson Phillip leading. Saffron Jones right there in 2nd. I do believe looking for her first win in WMT. She's been on the podium a few times and she was a consistent point scorer in Season 2. I don't recall her having ever won a race. Unless we go back to Season 1, then she might have. But my memory is awful. So you'll get some you'll get some stat nerd in the live chat. But Motorsport, meanwhile, still trying to get P3 off Scherer as we move into the final corner. They're side by side. Motorsport just in front. They're going to be side by side as we head into turn 1. As Jones pulls out of the slipstream on the Helson Phillip and it's going to go for this into turn 1. Are we going to have a new race leader? Will it be Helson Phillip holding it, or will Saffron Jones take the race lead as we head into turn 1? And Helson Phillip holds the place but then goes slightly wide. Jones didn't get the greatest exit, but she's right in there in the slipstream. These two are pulling away out in front. Barry Am's also coming to the pit, so they got involved in an incident. But will Saffron Jones go for it up the inside there? Not today. Third place then is Muhuta. There is Gamaires now getting past Matthew Scheller. So Matthew Scheller is passed by Muhuta at some stage, and it looks like Felix Gamaires is going to follow him further enough into 4th place. Behind them is Oliver Ray in 6th, then Alex Rodriguez in 7th, and actually Scherer's held on to the place, and now Gamaires might come under a bit of pressure from Oliver Ray. His teammate George, well, his brother George, down in P20 right now, so not having the greatest of races. His brother, meanwhile, Oliver Ray, only in 6th place right now. Can he get up another position here as we head into the middle sector heaven? What happened there for Oliver Ray? So, in all of this, by the way, George Adio is running in 9th place. So, all that means about a George Adio title charge. Are we potentially seeing that mount in the... As a... I think... Sorry, Helmsley Phillips made a mistake and Saffron Jones leads the race. What happened to Helmsley Phillips? Because I noticed he's about 7 tenths clear. I don't know what happened. It wasn't a... So we'll have a look what happened here. Whoa, he just locks up. Yeah, he just locks up. Can't get the car turned in. And Saffron Jones takes the lead of the race. So Helmsley Phillips with an unforced error just completely lost it. And he is back in 2nd place now. So there we go. But you can see they are forming up behind Scherer here. And it looks like he is just going to have to go on the defensive here for a while. Because I don't know if he's just taking a while to get the tyres up to temperature. Or he's just not got the race pace. But he is really struggling. I mean, you can already see how far ahead Muhuta is. So there we go. And then behind Gamaires is obviously right. And then you can see in the background Alex Rodriguez is beginning to get ever so slightly torn up into this fight. So we'll see what happens with this. With 12 minutes, 37 seconds to go. And Gamaires pulling out to his right-hand side. Going to go for the move on Matthew Scherer. This is for 4th place. We've got somebody's rear wing has gone off. We'll have a gander at who that is in a second. As Gamaires sends up the inside. Actually, we've got no front wing there on Helmsley Phillips. Did he hit the back of Saffron Jones, I wonder? Oh, they did! Wow. So potentially some frustration from Helmsley Phillips after he made the mistake. And potentially thinking, well, if I can't win the race, I will just take Saffron Jones out as well. And Saffron Jones has now got no rear wing. So the top 2 in the race are both going to have to pit here. And that's going to push. Well, it was Muhuta. Gamaires comes storming up the inside. So Felix Gamaires, as it stands, will lead the race. But that could be an investigation on Helmsley Phillips, because that is very coincidental that the lap after he locked up and gave the race lead to Saffron Jones, he is then seen going straight into the back of her. And we know, obviously, one of his idols in racing is Dan Ticktum, and this would be a very Dan Ticktum move to make. Now, as for that Helmsley Phillips train, well, it is everybody. They are... I mean, Scherer's getting up the inside, so he's got some ground to defend, but you can see it here as... There goes Muhuta, and then behind him, Ryan Rodriguez will hopefully follow through soon enough. Jones is trying to fight that, but she's not going to be able to hold off Gamaires, which is a shame. I think she was having a really good race, but for whatever reason, her and Helmsley Phillips have come together, so we'll see if that comes to anything. Yeah, you can see they are beginning to clear off the traffic. Now, the good news with Saffron Jones is really that she was leading the race and she got tagged, so she'll come into the pits here. That'll push Matthew Scherer up into the top 2. This is also going to push Montcar and Solario back up into the points. So there we go. So it is Gamaires with a 3.2 second lead. You can see how much Jones and Helmsley were holding people up. Second place is Scherer. Muhuta a 3rd. Oliver Ray 4th. Rodriguez got no front wing, running in 5th place, and that's what happened there as he clipped the back of, I think that was Oliver Ray. So Masterberger's there, and he now tags the back of Rodriguez, gives him a nudge as he forces his way past and up into the top 5. Actually, he doesn't get the maneuver. Now he does. Then it's... Well, there's Adio, there's Camilo, there's Montcalm, there's Staufhaus, then Solario, Craftships, and Sankhun. Helmsley Phillips is coming out of the pit lane now, leading those Wolfgang Muller's out of the way. Still don't know what happened to him. Leading the lapped cars is, the pitted cars is George Rice, so we'll see if any of them get back into the race, as Muhuta is beginning to close back up to Scherer for 2nd position. So yeah, some drama early on here with both Joneses, Helmsley Phillips, forced into pit stops. Moritz is coming for a 2nd time. Wolfgang Muller's out of the race. George Rice leading the pitted cards. And John Jones is now ahead of Saffron Jones, so there we go. But let's see. because once Rodriguez comes into the pit, Krafenschitz, who started this race dead last, I believe, is going to be running in the top 10. So there we go. And Juan Sanchez, who hasn't scored a point, I think since about 2004, is running 13th right now. So he might have an outside chance of his first points in a while. Not as we are about to hit halfway through the race. And it is Felix Gamaywez on top right now. It's not been an ideal season so far for him. Took 6 points last time out. That was it. There's a little bit of tagging there from Motorsport when he goes off the track. And wide goes to Andy Motorsport, and that's going to ruin his chance at a manoeuvre for a while. So we're going to have a look back at that George Adio going wide as well. He wasn't as lucky to not lose a place though. He lost out to Camille, and he might lose out to Montcalm here. We've got a car spinning in the background, and that was Roberto Solario. We've got a car in the pit lane, and that is Alex Rodriguez. Staufhaus has picked up damage as well. So a bit of carnage there in the midfield. Montcalm's got ahead of Adio, and up into 7th place. Will George Adio come back to the inside? Yes, he will. And as he goes up the inside, he takes back P7 from Pierre Montcalm. So beautiful manoeuvre from George Adio. 9th place is Staufhaus, but he's got damage. Krafenschitz is now going to move up to 9th. 10th, and that means Sang Hun's going to be in the points. So there could still be something on for these drivers who have pitted, because a lot of people are picking up incidents. Meanwhile, despite going wide at the final corner about 2 seconds ago, Motorsport already onto the back of Scherer, literally in the sense, because into the back of him he goes, and no front wing forward to Andy Motorsport, and that means that actually both iSports are on the podium right now. When was the last time we saw one team have both drivers on the podium? One, I know Turner Vituna likes his stats. I will leave this over to him. There's Camille, there's Adio, there's Montcalm. There's a lot of damage for everybody. That means his Mastermo is actually into the podium fight. And he has actually finished on the podium in both races so far this season. Sebastian Mastermo, who was really disappointing in Season 2 for like the first half of the year, woke up in the second half of the season and right now comes into this tied in the lead for the championship behind Solario only on wins. And he has picked up a podium in both races so far in Season 3. And he might be able to keep that going here because he's all over the back of Oliver Rai, who I do believe is looking for his first podium in the series. So both men have a bit to lose as they go through the right. I thought for a second Rai was going wide there, but he manages to avoid it. So we'll see. As you see, pulling off into the pit lane to Andy Motorsport, who is not going to score back-to-back race wins like we thought at one stage he might. As now you can see Motorsport gets a beautiful run on right, but he goes for the move up the inside. No, he does not. Adio moves up to 6th, Montcalm up to 7th, Krafenschitz is up into the top 8. It's going to be Sang Hun, who's going to be in 9th place. So Caleb Powell in the points. Emerson Staufhaus also coming off into the pits. So there we go. Have Caleb Powell and Wan Sang Hun ever scored points in the same race? Probably back in Season 1, when they actually knew how to drive. Bagatov's in there, Solario's in there, and then everybody else is pitted, really, so it's not that impressive, but still. 6 minutes 40 to go, and Gamaywez is looking on course for a pretty easy win. I would be shocked if he drops it, but he could do what Helson Phillip did, so we'll see. Mount come back into the pit lane for the second time this race, as has Alex Rodriguez, so realistically, both of their races are now officially in the bin. As we look further back, you can see George Adio, who is trying to pressure for the top 5 and get past Celia Camille, so keep an eye on this fight. In the back in terms of Montcalm and Krafenschitz, and then Sang Hun and Power having a nice little fight, and then Bagatov and Solario, who have just swapped places, down in 11th place and outside the points. So let's see what George Adio can do, who only picked up his first points in the series last year. Right now, he's an early Season 3 title contender, which I don't think anybody would have predicted. If you gave me like a list of the betting odds for the Season 3 championship, I think George Adio would have been in the bottom 5. That's the magic of everybody crashing. Meanwhile, there's Musselberger. He has gone up into 3rd place, and Oliver Rai going a bit slowly, so possibly a bad exit from Rai. But Musselberger looking to keep his 100% podiums alive. But there we go. Although Rai did get a nice exit out the final corner, so we will see if they do a little bit of position switching here. And Oliver Rai pulls out to the right-hand side. Matt Meow's come out onto the track. And actually has gone off the track down at turn 1. As Rai's going up the inside on Masterburger. Not going to happen there. Marianne got going, but she's holding up Scherer, so we'll see if Scherer can just clear her off. He might end up getting back up into Masterburger and Oliver Rai here, but we will see. 4 minutes 53 to go, and that's Celia Camille losing up to George Adio. And then this is the fight at the end of the points, where Sang Hun's looking to get his first points in a while. And now you can see Oliver White up the inside at the hairpin on Musselberger. Oh, they make a bit of contact. And I don't think White's going to get the exit either as a result of that. We'll see though. He might get it if he's back in the slipstream. We'll see if he makes the manoeuvre up the inside here. Oliver White does not. 4 minutes 23 to go. Oh, White with a bit of snapping on the front end there. But you can see up ahead, Sherra's still not cleared off Mariam, so we'll see what happens there. Although Mariam will be on fresher tyres, admittedly. She is, however, a lap down in this race. The only driver to have been lapped so far. Alex and Jinkers, let's say, have both pitted twice, but not been lapped twice as of right now. And it looks like that's going to stay that way, so there we go. 3 minutes 46 to go. White getting a nice one on Musselberger. We'll see if he goes for the move. He does to the inside. Will Oliver White get himself back onto the podium as we head into turn 1? And Musselberger holds the place, and then White went a little bit wide there off the exit, and that's going to compromise his run. Can Sebastian Musselberger hold on to P3? It looks like he has done that as we head through there, and White lost a lot of time, so doesn't look like Oliver White's got the grit after that mistake at turn 2. And the issue with that now is obviously his tyres will be compromised, so he's got to cool them down, but then he can't lose time because then he'll back off from Musselberger and the whole everything just feels off. But he is doing a nice job keeping up to Musselberger now, so there we go, we'll see. Because obviously the switch will be quite nice here. You've got the back straight, you've got the main straight, and both of them can be pretty powerful. So 2 minutes 50 to go. And Felix Gamares is coming towards the end of the middle sector, so I reckon we might have... I think we've got this and one more lap, but it depends where Gamares is. I think there'll be, yeah, so there'll be this lap, next lap, and then the final lap, I think. Currently, George Wright is actually catching up to the back of Bagatov, and he's pitted, so there we go, 2 minutes 17 to go. But he's not in the wall. George Wright is pretty quick. The issue is he's in the wall more often than he is not. Oliver Wright, meanwhile, trying to keep the back of Musselberger. Now, Gamares is coming towards turn 1, so this will be the penultimate lap of the race. So if Oliver Wright is thinking about getting back on the podium, he's probably going to do it fairly soon, I would imagine. Unless, of course, a red flag happens, which could happen. Unlikely. And Oliver Wright doesn't really get it going there. Musselberger's doing a nice job of defending this right now. So we're going to go down the order, I think. Oh, actually, as I was going to go back down the order, but Musselberger made a slight mistake there. Slightly out of touch to him, and I do wonder if Musselberger... I mean, obviously, he gained a lot of position, so I wonder if he's maybe used up a bit more of the tyres. Then Oliver Wright, or just potentially that car, or he's just not very good with the tyres at this track, but there we go. We'll see what happens here, because up ahead you can see there, Sherra's cleared off Mariam. So there we go. Final minute of the race, although effectively the top of the lap. Stafford Jones has come back into the pits for the second time this race. So there we go. Right, gets very out of shape there, and there goes the rear end, and that will probably be his chance at a podium gone. Unless Musselberger completely falls off a cliff on the final lap. Behind them in 5th place Daniel, then come Crafenschitz, there's Sanghun, there is Solario, and he's just got ahead of Caleb Powell. So Roberto Solario currently in the last point spot. Caleb Powell, who I don't think has scored a point since he scored like 1 point at some point in season 2. He has not had points often, but he is not really able to keep it with Solario right now. You can see he's going wide. It looks like he might be struggling for a lot of grip up there right now, Powell. And it might just be a case of getting it home for him, because he does not look like he has the pace to get back up into the points. Meanwhile, Celia Camille is pressuring George Adio, and we are on the final lap of the race right now, so you've got to go for it. The time is about to hit 0. So, there we go. Camille tried to go around the outside, I think. That was never going to work, and then actually compromises her own one there and loses time on Adio, so she's got to hope she gets the throttle down here and gets the exit, but that's not happened. And I don't think that'll be enough for Celia Camille to get P6. Ryder in 7th is Montcalm, then Crafenschitz and Sanghun. Powell's actually moved back up to 10th, Solario's gone off. down at turn 1, so a shame for him. Vai's got no front wing, so he's going to have to pit again. Not sure what happened to him, probably hit the back of Bagatov, I would imagine. Meanwhile, in the fight for third, Vai has caught back up to Masterberger. So I wonder how much Masterberger is struggling right now, because he has lost over a second in a matter of about half a lap, which is damning. Now, the issue for Vai is he's got this back straight, those couple of twisty turns on the final corner, and really nowhere else. He can't really launch it into turn 1, he can't really launch it down into turn 4, and they would probably be some very good opportunities. So let's see, can Oliver Vai go for the move? He's not going to try it there. He might be trying to go for this out the final corner, which would be very bold and very brave and very entertaining, but probably very stupid, and I think he's lost time. Actually, gets a beautiful run as I say that. So let's see what's going to happen here in the fight for third. Meanwhile, out in front, we're going to quickly go to this. Felix Gamares wins the race. Second place will be Matthew Scheller, as he is going to come up across the line. Third place, is Masterberger going to hold on? Oliver Vai is right there, but Sebastian Masterberger will finish on the podium in every race so far in Season 3, just holding off Oliver Vai. George Adio is going to finish inside the top 5, Celia Camus in 6th, then came Montgomery in 7th, first points in the series for David Krafchitz. He ends up in 8th place. Juan Sang-Hun's going to get his first points since, I think, Season 1, as he crosses the line in 9th. Caleb Powell finishes in 10th. Solario doesn't score points for the first time this season. 12th place across the line despite pitting will be Helmston Phillip. Bagatov will end up 13th. 14th place across the line is going to be Murphy Rutzer. 15th place will be George Vai. 16th place will be John Jones. With after Jones, there's actually a bit of a gap back, so there we go. Marianne finishes a lap down. Emerson Stouthouse is going to come through. Across the line in 17th. Vitaly Leshyov is going to come through. 18th place for the Russian as he crosses the line. 19th place will go to Simona Boritze by the looks of it. Unless Desmond Yadevon's got one last attack. No, that's not going to happen. Boritze is going to cross the line in 19th place. Yadevon 20th. Alex Rodriguez in 21st. And Safwan Jones is going to come across the line in 22nd. And then Marianne finishes a lap down. And Wolfgang Müller will be the only retirement here, as Felix Gamares, who was in the title fight in Season 2, but it didn't quite pan out for him, gets his Season 3 title bid underway, or a beautiful win in Bahrain, and we will see you next time out, where we go to the home of the Detroit Red Wings. The clue's in the name. It's Detroit.